Everyone knew the name Ethan Blackwood. He was the billionaire who built an empire from nothing. The man whose decisions moved markets. The man who never lost. But almost no one noticed the woman who sat outside his office every day. Her name was Maya. She arrived before sunrise. She left long after the lights in the building were turned off. She memorized schedules, contracts, phone numbers, and moods. To most people, she was just the secretary, but to Ethan Blackwood, she was the quiet constant in a world that never stopped changing. Every morning, Ethan walked past her desk without slowing down. "Good morning, sir," she would say. "Morning," he replied, already thinking about numbers, profits, and power. She knew his routine better than he did. She knew when he was stressed. She knew when he was lying. And she knew when something was wrong. One evening, the building was silent. The board had left. The assistants had gone home. Even the city outside seemed slower. Maya was about to shut down her computer when she noticed something. A single document on Ethan's desk, unsigned. She didn't mean to read it, but the title caught her eye: Global Restructuring Agreement. She scanned the first page, then the second. Her hands slowly stopped moving. The deal was worth billions. It would double the company's value overnight, but buried deep in the pages was the cost. 3 factories would be shut down. 4,000 workers would lose their jobs. Entire towns would disappear. Maya leaned back in her chair. She knew those towns. She grew up near one of them. That night, she barely slept. She thought about the families, the children, the people who trusted companies like Ethan's to protect them. And she thought about Ethan, the man who once told her he started with nothing. The man who said he never forgot where he came from. The next morning, Ethan arrived early. He noticed something was different. Maya didn't smile. She didn't greet him. She simply stood up and said, "Before your first meeting, may I ask you one question?" Ethan stopped. No one interrupted him. No one ever questioned him. "Make it quick," he said. Maya held up the document. "Do you know how many lives this will destroy?" The air changed. Ethan laughed softly. "Do you know how many lives it will improve?" He replied. Maya didn't argue. Instead, she opened a folder. Inside were photographs, names, addresses. "These are the workers," she said quietly. "Some of them have worked for this company longer than you've been alive." Ethan frowned. She turned another page. "This town. Your father worked here." That sentence hit harder than any insult. Ethan sat down. For the first time in years, he didn't know what to say. Memories flooded back. A small factory, oil-stained floors, his father's tired hands. A man who believed businesses had responsibility. Ethan had sworn he would be different, stronger, smarter, but somewhere along the way, he had become distant. Maya spoke again. "I know this isn't my place," she said, "but if you sign this, you'll never be able to undo it." Silence filled the room. Ethan looked at the document, then at Maya. "Why do you care?" he asked. She swallowed. "Because powerful decisions are made quietly, and someone has to speak when no one else will." That afternoon, the board gathered. They were confident. The deal was guaranteed. Ethan walked in holding the contract. He looked around the room. Then he spoke. "We're not signing." The room exploded. "Do you realize what you're throwing away? Billions. Market dominance." Ethan raised his hand. "We restructure," he said. "We protect the workers." One board member laughed. "You'll lose power." Ethan replied calmly, "Then I'll finally deserve it." The deal was canceled. News spread fast. Investors were angry. The media was confused. But in small towns across the country, people kept their jobs. Factories stayed open. Lives continued. A week later, Maya cleared her desk. Ethan watched quiet.
"You knew this would cost you your job," he said. She nodded. I was ready. Ethan paused. Stay, he said, not as my secretary. She looked up, as my advisor. Maya smiled for the first time in days. Power didn't change Ethan Blackwood that day. It revealed who he had always been, and it was a secretary, the one no one noticed, who reminded a billionaire what being human truly meant. End screen text. The quietest voices often make the loudest impact.